I'm Joel Rosenthal, president of the Carnegie Council. For almost 100 years, the Council has been the voice for ethics in international affairs. This month, please give to our annual fund drive. Thanks for your support.
I want to start this morning by talking about two anecdotes. The first took place over a negotiating table in Belfast. Across the table from me were three very senior officials of Sinn Féin, a political party closely associated with the Irish Republican Army, the IRA. In fact, these particular individuals were simultaneously three senior members of the IRA, but that day they were dressed in suits and they were representing political interests. In the course of the negotiations, one of the members of Sinn Féin believed that I had threatened his leader. And without any warning, he leaped out of his chair and across the table to strike me. At the last minute, the leader grabbed him by the belt and yanked him back into his seat before he could hit me. I, of course, being unspeakably brave, refused to flinch. But the reality was that it all happened so quickly that I didn't have time to react. But later, when I had time to reflect about this, there was a question, which is how far is the distance between the polished, well-tailored official that you're talking with and the underlying terrorist, the man who has done unspeakable harm to many individuals, many innocent individuals. And is it ever possible to really bridge that divide? Can you sit down and actually strike a deal with this individual because the distance between those two is really rather short? Second anecdote takes place in Amman, Jordan. It's 2004. I'm traveling around the region trying to get a handle on what governments are thinking after the U.S. invasion of Iraq and how we perhaps can win more of their support. I'm meeting with a group of university students, about 20 or so, and in order to break the ice, I go around the table and I ask each of them if they could tell me their name, what they're majoring in at university, and what their life's ambitions are. And so we dutifully go around the room. We come to a young woman who's wearing a headscarf, completely fluent in English, only a hint of an accent. She's 21 years old. She's majoring in computer science. And her life's ambition is to get married, to have lots of children, and hope that they will grow up to become suicide bombers to kill lots of Jews. So I'm Jewish, and I'm sitting there, and I really am speechless. But before I can react, one of her classmates intervenes, and I think to myself, oh, good. Better that her classmate's correcter than me. And the classmate says, you don't mean that. You don't mean Jews. You mean Israelis. And she says, yes, thank you for clarifying that, and all the other students nod their heads around the room. So again, the question is, here's a young woman with an enormously bright future, and yet she has already at least begun to think in terms of destruction rather than hope, trying to seek revenge for the past rather than to build a better future. And again, how do you start to chip away at that mindset? And how do you meet with somebody like her across a negotiating table and try to see if you can reach a common ground to end the killing?